Alicia, turn me into a real phone. Alicia, I yearn for telecommunications. I want to be real. Feed me SIM card.
I don't know what came over me, but I suddenly had this uncontrollable urge to turn this Fisher-Price phone into a real phone. I had no idea how to do that, but I was super keen to try it out. Time to get to work. All right, let's see what we're dealing with here. First up, let's unscrew it and see what's inside. Right. Okay, cool. So if I turn this, it springs back, and the shape of this plastic part here is jagged, which then wriggles this part around, which is attached to a bit of metal, and letting go, it rings the bell. Nice. All right, let's take a look at the eyes. So as the wheels turn, they're just attached to this cam mechanism, which kind of rotates the eyes around. As you can see, this attachment here goes up and down, which means that when you move it around, the eyes move up and down, and it looks kind of creepy. So we don't actually need this giant bell to turn it into a real phone, so I'm gonna remove what we don't need. Should be simple enough. Success. All right, now to turn this into a phone. Now, I originally wanted to turn this into a kind of beefed up rotary phone, but after learning how rotary phones actually worked, I realized I wasn't gonna build that anytime soon. So instead we're going for a classic mobile phone, one with actual buttons. That way I could somehow try and work out how to attach that to the buttons of this phone. Mobile phone. Let's open it up. 5 screws. Whoop. Cool. That's one way of doing it. That's our phone. These are just like rubber buttons. So they go over this part here. So this is the part that we really want to focus on, because these are our dialing buttons. And this is just a sticker with metal caps on it. I'm going to peel that off. Cool. Turns out I got to put one of the stickers back on so I can turn the phone on. Next up, let's test how the buttons work with a piece of wire. If I touch the inside of this contact here and the outside with the same wire, it creates a loop. There we go, we've got number 6. And then if I do it over here, number 7, 6, 7. So my guess is all I need to do is solder a wire to the inside and outside contact of each of these buttons, attach those wires to a button, and then put those buttons inside our toy. And we should have a phone. All right, time to do some soldering. My hands are way too shaky for this. Well, I pretty much soldered over both contacts, which isn't gonna work. Won't even turn on, so I think it's time for a new phone and a different approach. Try again tomorrow. Back at the shop again. Now I've got phone number 2. Time to go to the workshop to visit Banaz for some advice. Hey Banaz, how you doing?
Hey Alicia, what's up?
I need help. So
Tell me.
I've got a toy phone and I'm trying to turn it into a real phone.
Yeah.
So I've got this push button phone here, and I've worked out that the inside and outside contact, that would equal a number, right?
Yeah.
And I want to attach those to real buttons inside the toy. I've managed to bridge the gaps here, and I was just wondering if you had any other ideas on how I can get around this.
Yeah, have a look.
Yeah, for sure.
That looks like a good starting point. So you're telling me you want to connect this board to 10 switches, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So if you look at that like a matrix with the same cable that we are already having, maybe we can pair them, put each switches in different order. So like these two connected to one switch,
Right.
the other two to the other switch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what that means though is I have to go away and work all that out and use my brain, but
Yeah, you already did a great job.
thank you so much.
That's all right. Good luck.
Thank you. Looks like I got some work to do. Cheers, Banaz. All right, so following the amazing advice from Banaz, I've got my multimeter and it's gonna beep when something is on the same circuit. So all I have to do is test out all the different contacts, and when it beeps, it means that's the same thing. So let's have a look. So I tested every single contact, worked out which ones are on the same circuit, and recorded it all with some pretty textures. Basically, it means that I only needed to solder 8 contacts. That's because the inside of certain contacts were on the same circuit and the outside were on the same circuit. So from these 8 wires, you can solder one joint and then I can just piggyback other numbers from that, which means that I'm able to make up all the numbers I require for this phone to work. Awesome. So I've moved it over to an Excel spreadsheet, which everyone gets excited about. But basically, this just tells me at a glance what's connected so I can solder it. And now, time to solder it all together and see if it works. All right. So we've soldered everything to the board and created this spaghetti mess kind of prototype thing. I'm gonna chuck the battery in and see if it works. All right, so first bit of good news is that the phone turns on, which is awesome. Time to test all of our numbers on our prototype. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. Awesome. The buttons work in the prototype. Time for a test call. And call. It works! Yay! Hello! Awesome. Okay, now I guess the next step is to get all of this into here somehow.
Wait, what are you doing? Oh, that tickles.
As I was drilling into our little friend here, the buttons fit perfectly, right? But I've just realized these, if they're mounted, they don't press from the top, which you need in a button because they're made for breadboards, right? Guess we're gonna need new buttons. I'm gonna go back to the workshop. Haha. Awesome. All right. Time for the headset. For us to be able to talk and listen, we need a speaker and a microphone. So I figured I would remove the microphone from the board. Didn't work. I broke it. And then I had a light bulb moment and thought, these headphones that came with the phone have a microphone and these are tiny speakers. So I figure we just drill holes, insert that, done.
Hello.
So we've drilled our holes and I realized that I've made an amplifier of my own voice just coming back through into my own ear and it's super duper loud. I guess like real phones aren't hollow, so I didn't really think about that. I'm gonna have to stuff it with something. I'm gonna put Elmo to use. I'm hoping that filling the inside of this phone with Elmo insides is gonna stop it becoming an amplifier. All right, see if it works. Hello? Perfect, awesome. Yay. Thanks, mate. All right, I've gone away and I've been pretty busy trying to give this little guy a makeover. So the first thing I did was 3D printed these little caps for the buttons so they fit perfectly inside here. Our amazing graphics team created these replica stickers, which I've chucked on the buttons and around the outside, which look absolutely awesome. I've got our answer button here and our hang up button sticking out on the side here so you can really hang up on someone. And I've also 3D printed these little caps for the speaker and the microphone and spray painted the cord so it looks a little bit more like the original. And now our little friend has achieved its goals of becoming a real phone. It's probably time to take it to the SciTech office and show it off to the crew. Let's go. So we're here in the SciTech office and I'm about to show off my little friend, but I've got a bit of a surprise because it now drives. So technically it's truly a mobile phone. Hello?
Hello. Just wondering if you want to talk about your car's extended warranty?
I cycle to work?
Hello?
Hello, Liza.
Hi?
What are you up to today?
Driving around and talking to people?
Can I help you?
What are you doing?
I'm working.
Is your refrigerator running?
What?
Better go catch it. Bye.
That was so much fun, but I should probably get back to work.
Alicia, aren't you forgetting something?
Should probably call Mum back. All right, Mum, I'm gonna head back to the warehouse, but love you. Okay, ciao, bye. Nice. I think for the first time on Toy Teardown, I've created something that brings me joy, but is also something that I think I will actually use. And I think it's really good, and I'm really proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too, Alicia.
Thanks, mate. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Let us know what you thought about the episode in the comments, and we'll see you next time.